So I guess, if they're hiring a couple of comedy greats such as yourselves, that your job is to bring a bit of anarchy, a bit of silly to the table. Do you think that that was the remit here?
I I hope.
Nice.
I think um I think we did do that, Andy.
Complete
I
agree.
think that I think that everyone involved in the production brought what they do best and fused it with this Tony McNamara, like dark, cerebral, also grounded sensibility that is his hallmark and what makes him one of the greats of our time. And so we all brought what we do and found its place within that. And um, I always bring anarchy no matter where I go. I can't help it.
Damn straight.
Is that, I just wonder. I mean, there is something about all of these people. There's not a lot of love lost between these friends. They can be pretty unlikable at times. Yet, as an audience, we want to spend time with them. So I just wonder. Well, coming to you, Andy, just if could you just describe this relationship for us and what makes it so wonderfully dysfunctional?
The Barry and Amy relationship,
Yeah.
I think they are sort of emblematic of a lot of couples I know, and I think people I've talked to share this, which is you're not sure what it is exactly they get out of it and why they're together, but they're always together and they never break up. And part of the fun of that for Kate and I was finding sort of roads to showing that, and part of the it being really confusing is part of why it's funny and intriguing to us, I think. Again, I don't want to speak on your behalf, my friend.
No, it's true. It's true.
Okay, great.
I also think that they are both of these characters are, they both think that they're funny, but they're not that funny. Whereas Ivy and Theo really are funny. The characters themselves have great senses of humor and make great jokes and are funny. And Andy and I played two people, I think, who made jokes that were not funny, but hopefully are funny to the audience by dint of not being that funny.
I mean, there's an interesting thing that happens here because like when you watch it, it feels like really tightly scripted, but then at the same time, I can't imagine that the scenes that you guys are in particularly could have been that tightly scripted. It feels like loose. It feels very fizzy. I
Well,
mean,
thank you.
Thank you. We did, um, we improvised, we kept it loose. We also did it exactly as scripted. The script was not, it was just flawless. There was nothing really to add except for, you know, we wanted to have a bit of fun for ourselves, and then some of that made it in, and um, but it was like it was all there in the script. And uh, what was the question?
I guess that, okay. You were doing very well for someone that couldn't remember the question.
Sure, sure. No, oh yes, so there was the looseness came from, I think, the natural list, the naturalism of the dialogue as scripted. And then, we added bits and bobs, but it really was his writing is so feels so conversational, and yet is like the jokes are so well written. I don't know how he does it, really. I have to ask.
Well, I guess Jay was really instrumental in that. I mean, I know you've worked with Jay before, Kate. So I'm actually going to ask Andy if that's all right to sort of just what I mean, like, he you couldn't be in better hands, right? But what's the reality of working with Jay? How does he get these brilliant performances, these iconic performances in comedy out of his actors?
I mean, my experience with him was he gives you room to explore it a little bit. I mean, you know, we're talking about someone who worked closely with Mike Myers and Ben Stiller to start, who are two of the most like powerhouse comedy people of the last, you know, what, 2-3 decades. And I think because of that, he understands that comedians write for themselves in a way no one else can. It's the reason we got to the place of being a comedian, is because we understand how to present ourselves in a way that will elicit laughter. And, you know, we can go back even further and be like, we've honed that skill in order to survive, but now we get paid for it, which is nice. But so I think Jay, he's magical because he gives you space and he lets you do things you want to do, but he also is completely macro, making sure it's all moving forward and that the things that he knows from the script are going to be what the focus are once you get to editing are being focused on, and that he's covering it all. He's getting it scripted. He's getting it playful. He's doing all the things you need to do because he's done it a million times and he's just fully in his element on set directing. So I guess that's a long way of saying he just makes you feel at ease. And like, he's so calm and thoughtful and kind that even there'd be a moment here or there where he'd be like, yeah, we actually, we've got about 30 seconds left before we got to wrap. So if there's anything you want to try, and I'd be like, what? Like, anyone else would be like, go, 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 go. And he just doesn't go there. That's not his personality. And it for me, it made me feel very at ease. Brilliant.
You felt that, you know, as an audience member, you kind of felt that. It felt light and fun.
Yeah.
And intuitive. I'm going to finish with you, Kate, if that's okay. But no, you mustn't finish me. But yeah, I always think it's interesting when you've been in a film like this and you've been in part of it, you've seen part of it made, but when you go and watch the movie and there's this whole other part of the film that you didn't know about. What was it like watching Benedict and Olivia and watching this relationship fall apart for these two actors that personally I love so much?
It is both, it's hilarious and you're loving how sardonic the dialogue is, and your heart is breaking because they're so likable as characters and in real life, and the love between them, the intellectual frisson between them is so compelling and so sweet and so grounded that when they are hurling these absolutely vicious barbs at each other, you still believe that they love each other and they're fighting with each other as they're fighting for each other. And it's just, it's a complicated set of feelings. It's like you want to watch them like go at each other, and then you want them to just hug and make up. And there's a lot of pathos there, mixed in with all of the like delicious dialogue, and I just think it's wonderful to watch.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.